why farm Coliseum Opera from the Recollection archive? Well, for his great support. He can be attached to all fighter characters, and if their special inflicts damage to the enemy, Coliseum Opera activates, removing 2 turns of despair. He can be pretty useful in various situations, and he was found to be in the latest Pirate King adventures in the teams I made for level 60+. Since you want him for his support and we don't care about his special, you just need 6 copies of him. In this video, I will present fully free-to-play and free-to-play friendly teams for everyone to very easily obtain him. Since this is Coliseum, we are actually going to start from round 1 of the Coliseum versus Carrot. We need to fully stall to gain our specials in the first 3 stages, and we are using a fully free-to-play team with the friend captain 6-star Gear 5 Luffy, so he can resist both the bind and the special rewind for the entirety of our crew. Then versus Chopper, we want to activate free-to-play size Straw Hat Sanji and Robin, who if we place in the middle row will give us a full board of guaranteed matching slots. Then we attack Chopper based on color advantage and easily defeat him. For the final stage, we are going to be against Carrot, and things will be extremely simple. We don't even need to remove paralysis here. Since we have 6-star Gear 5 Luffy as our friend captain, we are just going to activate his special, which can defeat Carrot immediately. For round number 2 versus Bobbin, we are going to use a very similar team, almost exactly the same, but we replace free-to-play Robin with story 5+ Robin. In stage 4 versus Brule, after we stalled for our specials in the first 3 stages, we want to activate Nami first. She will give adjacent matching slots, and then Sanji for the full board of matching slots and the chain lock versus Brule, and do not worry about the interruption with bind, we don't care, because our friend captain 6-star Gear 5 Luffy completely removes it. Before attacking, we will also activate Zoro for an orb boost and an easier time, and then we want to hit 4 perfects, break the barrier, and then attack with more Psy units to easily defeat Brule and proceed to the final stage. Here, the reason we are using 5+ story Robin is because if fully limit broken, she can resist the special bind completely, and when we activate her, she also removes it from everyone else. After that, we want to activate the EX Super of our friend captain Gear 5 Luffy and then his normal special in order to damage Bobbin a lot, almost defeating him, and then getting a guaranteed matching slot on our Luffy. We also want to activate the special of the other Luffy so he can penetrate the barrier with his attack, and then we just want to attack with our 2 captains, the Strength Luffy first, the Psy second, to defeat Bobbin without breaking his barrier. For the final round versus Opera, my fully free-to-play team will be using the Super Evolution of free-to-play Psy Luffy as captain, and then more of the free-to-play Straw Hats. Specifically, we want Sanji and Nami in the middle row, and our friend captain will be the new Super Sugofest dual unit of Law and Kid. For the first 2 stages, first of all, we want to stall for our specials, but we also want to stall so we can gather up swaps to charge up the super swap meter for Law and Kid. We want to make a super swap in stage 4 to Law, and we want to enter the quest on Kid to achieve that. In the first stage, we are going to make enough swaps so the meter on the left of the unit indicates in 1, because we also want to make 1 swap that is not the super swap in stage number 3. For our supports, we are not going to use anything specific, just use your best stat boosting supports, and for our ship, I am just using a very simple ship that everyone has, the Merry-Go. When entering stage number 3, we are going to face off versus Charlotte Amande, and after the preemptive we will have locked slots. What you want to do first is swap Kid to Law, then you want to activate free-to-play Frankie. Since we have an int enemy here, his color affinity boosting will help us, and finally Nami, who if in the middle row will give enough Psy units a matching slot for us to have a very easy time and easily beat stage 3. Entering stage number 4, we are going to find Cracker, who actually has 10 turns of a very high defense up shield, and how we are going to deal with that is first we want to super swap Kid to low, and then we want to activate their special. And because they are in their dual form before doing so, they will provide us with very good boosting, and they can also ignore immunity and reduce Cracker's defense to 0. Which means we can just attack him without removing his defense up. We also get a full board of matching slots, which is great, and then we activate low-end Kid's EX Super for a bit more damage, and finally Zoro's Special for an orb boost and a super easy time versus Cracker. We are also going to carry Zoro's orb boost over in the final stage for more damage versus Opera. After his preemptive, we are going to activate Sanji's special first to of course get a chain lock and bypass the chain coefficient reduction debuff, and then we are going to activate both the special and super type of our captain free-to-play Luffy to get an attack boost for everyone. Now we are more than ready to attack. Because our slots are locked, we have a full board of matching slots, we can take care of Opera, clear the quest and recruit him for our box. In case you want to use a faster team versus Opera without all of the stalling and the super swap charging, you can use this free-to-play V1 Kaido team. And both of our legends used in this team, Sanji Judge and Nami Robin, were both given out for free during past Pirate Rumble seasons. By the way, I don't have the super evolution of Sanji Judge. If you do, you can use them instead, no problem. I just did not participate in that Kizuna and missed out on their skulls. In stage number 3, we don't really need to do anything, just tap one unit and the end of turn damage coming from our captains will completely take care of Amanda. Something else that is pretty important, essentially all of the units on the team will be important except Nami Robin, so if you want to add another unit you can do that, but everyone else does play a role. Versus Cracker, we are not going to reduce or remove his defense up, we are just going to stall here a bit and just tap one unit, letting Kaido's end of turn damage do the job. Since we were not able to properly stall in the previous stages, this is a great opportunity for our units to gain their specials in order for them to be used in the final stage. Cracker will damage us and even provide a full board of block slots, but we don't care, just keep tapping one unit until he is defeated. In the final stage versus Opera, there is no problem that we have block slots, because Raid Cracker can actually manipulate all of them into guaranteed matching. That is exactly what the first thing we want to do is, so we activate Cracker. After that we want to activate Kid and Law, so we can counter the chain coefficient reduction a bit by adding chain boundaries and a chain growth boost to our team. Then we want to activate Sanji and Judge, so we get an attack boost and an orb boost for all of the powerhouse units of the team, which is of course the two Kaido units, Cracker and Sanji Judge. And do not worry, the dex barrier can be broken by attacking with Kid Law and Nami, the two non-powerhouse units. Then we attack with all of the powerhouses, ending on Sanji Judge, who has color advantage, to easily defeat Opera, who actually turned int because of his interruption. And these are my free-to-play friendly teams for you to recruit Opera and max out his support. But as always, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.